I like that because I'm able to talk with chat more.
Yeah.
Like I love my community and I love getting to know them, talk about your day. Like I know
Yeah.
families and names and all that. And so that to me is more important than like being the best at the game
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, she's a beauty.
Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come on, share their stories, experiences, and advice. And today I'm super excited. I have Cozy. Welcome.
Hello. Good to be here.
I'm glad you're here. So what we do on the pod is we started off with 3 random questions. So are you ready?
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So first one. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A police officer.
Okay.
Like my dad.
Oh, nice. Very cool. All
Yeah.
right. Second one. Best vacation ever.
Disneyland.
Okay. I saw that coming.
So easy.
Easy. All right. And your favorite Disney movie. Might as well keep it going.
Oh my gosh. That's hard.
I know.
I really like Cars.
Yeah. Cars. Okay. Who was Cozy before you first went live? Like what did you do? What's your background?
I was a legal assistant before I streamed and before I had kids.
Yeah.
So I got my legal assisting diploma or paralegal. It's the same thing in the States. And so I worked in a law firm
Oh wow.
before I started streaming.
Oh my God, so cool. And congrats, by the way. It was your 4-year anniversary, your streaming anniversary there was it last weekend?
Yeah, the January 29th.
Yeah.
4 years since my first stream.
Wow. Can you believe it?
No. My very first stream, I was very pregnant with my first.
Oh, wow.
Like, I had him like a week later.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. That's crazy. And now, where did video games start for you?
My mom had me playing Super Mario on the N64.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's where it all started.
And then looking back over the years, what have been some of your favorite games?
So Super Mario games were ones that I always played and grew up with.
Yeah.
But Halo, the Halo franchise, that was like a lot of all my teenage years. That's what I played with friends and my cousins, and my cousins would let me play with their friends.
And now when did PC gaming come into play for you?
Not until like just before I started streaming. That's when I built my first PC with my uncle.
Oh, wow. Holy cow.
So it was always just console, Xbox. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. And now, over the years, I guess more recently, you're playing Fortnite. You've played a little bit of Minecraft. What are some of the games that stick out recently that that are your favorites?
Fortnite was big for me.
Yeah.
That's what I started playing when I started streaming. So I have to give a lot of credit to Fortnite for getting me where I am.
Yeah.
Fall Guys was also huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I played Fall Guys when it first came out, and I was like considered one of the pros, Fall Guys pros at the very beginning. Like I was in, did you hear of GlitchCon?
Yep.
It was like TwitchCon, but during COVID.
Yep.
So I played in that. I was one of the Fall Guys pros in that.
Oh, shoot.
And I got the first crown on the big screen.
Nice.
Like crowning moment for me. That was huge.
Yeah.
So Fall Guys. Recently, I'm loving Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the big ones. So.
Okay. Yeah. And now, from a streaming standpoint, what made you hit that go live button for the first time?
My family, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So I've played video games my whole life. like since I was 18 months old.
Yeah.
It's been a way for me to like de-stress.
Mm-hmm.
I was always super into school
Yeah.
in all through junior high, high school, and then university as well. And so that was like video games were my time to just like forget about the school and just de-stress.
Yeah.
So I've always played, and then my family found out about streaming, and they're like, yeah, people are making money or doing this and broadcasting it to people. They're like, you play anyways, so you might as well just do that as well and see where it goes.
Wow.
Right. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll try.
Oh my God. That's the first time I've heard of the family pushing the content creator into streaming.
Yeah. And it's really cool because my family's super supportive and have been through the whole thing, which a lot of content creators I don't think have.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool for me to have that.
Yeah. Of all the content creators I've had on, the ones that are, who are successful and been able to make this as a living or a career, the common denominator is a very supportive infrastructure behind them, whether it's their family, their spouse. That's so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't do this without them.
Yeah.
Especially being a mom.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And one of the common things I hear from people who do this is maintain a regular schedule. As a mom, a new mom, that's not something easy to do.
No, it's not easy. So having their support and the help from them has made it easier.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. And now, what was the first game you jumped into streaming with?
Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, what, in your opinion, what has been the toughest thing about, doing this as a career, as every day hopping on stream and being on?
That's tricky because I feel like it's been hard in different ways.
Yeah.
I guess. That's a hard question. I guess sometimes it's hard to forget about like stuff that's going on at home.
To disconnect.
And just be able to come on here and be entertaining.
Yeah.
When, I might have had a kind of crappy day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I can't really let that on.
No.
But I think you can do it in a way where people then think you're real.
Yeah.
If you're like, yeah, I kind of had a crap day, but we could do this.
Right.
Let's get going. Consistency has been tricky, especially with kids.
Yeah.
Specifically when I had my second, because it was so exhausting. He didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
And so I was just worn out. And then having two kids now, for me now, I edit all my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's finding the time to stream, but then also edit all my own stuff and post it and post consistently and edit consistently. It's like...
And be a mom at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost impossible some days. I don't know how I do it.
Well, and that's, I think that's something people don't understand. It's so much more than just hitting that go live button. Yes, it's going live for a few hours, but what happens before and after, just to keep pushing, keeping the foot on, foot to the pedal to the metal. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's not just, and if you are just hitting the go live button, it's not going to go anywhere.
Right. No, absolutely. And now, did you hit a point where you knew you got it? It's, it's all, you made it, or you're able to do this full time? Or was it just a gradual increase of just viewers and subs and just momentum?
It was pretty gradual, but like one of the big turning points for me was a raid from, One Shot Girl?
Yes.
Julie?
Yeah.
I love her. We play Fortnite and we play different games all the time. And she raided me once for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, like that was my biggest raid at that point, and I really looked up to her, and like, dang, this is crazy. And then I was just able to gain momentum from there. And then Fall Guys was big momentum as well. And yeah, it's just been, it has been gradual, but I think it's been a lot faster than a lot of people have done it as well.
Okay.
So.
And you actually bring up a good point with the raid. Nothing prepares you for that first time you get that big raid.
No.
You know, you go from X and all of a sudden now it's triple X or quadruple X. You don't know.
No. And then you're like, I think at that point I was maybe averaging 20 viewers. And then she comes and raids with like 500.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm like sweating. I'm like, what do I do? How do I talk to all these people?
Yeah.
Like the chat is going so fast. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And then it's like, okay, that's kind of normal now. And then you get rated by, like, I got rated by Nick A30 once.
Oh, no way.
And then, like, there's, like, now thousands of people here. And what do I do now?
Right.
Yeah. You're just, and it comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
So you can't really prepare yourself for something like that.
And the raid is, you know, somebody's bringing their house party to your party, and now it's going for, you know, you're like a Nick A30. That's a massive amount, like you said, thousands of people, and now, and you know, you try to keep it together. You don't like start. Oh, how do you approach that, and you know, just keep being yourself.
It's hard. It's hard when, like, it's crazy because there's so many people.
Yeah,
and it's hard to like focus. But then you have to just realize, you know what? You're still just in front of a computer screen by yourself in a room.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, cool. And now over the years, what has been some of the highlights for you?
Being able to play with so many cool people has probably been like the best part. And the community I've grown where like people have seen my kids grow up.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the coolest things for me.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I've got to play with a lot of cool people though.
And you know, the community you just mentioned, the Fortnite community seems really cool. Like I started this podcast out with you know, focus on the Escape from Tarkov community, and then through some of the common people who dabble in both worlds, I found the Fortnite community with Brave, Swearin, Vanessa, Monster. And then that's just like, holy cow, there's so many good people in that circle. You know, Headshot Chick, Bonsai, these are crazy fun people. And you go into their chats and it's just like, wow, okay, this is, you know, because initially, you know, me being the old guy and I think of Fortnite and my kids, it's like, okay, all right. But it's not. It's so much, you know, there's such a mature crowd that plays this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played this game with my dad. Like, that's always a good time. It's very cool. There's a lot of good communities in all of gaming. It's really a neat thing to be a part of.
And you know, you bring up a good point too with, you know, you started out with Fall Guys and Fortnite, you know, do you notice a difference in the communities like when you're streaming those other games versus your Fortnite, or it's, you know, it's still a common theme of people that come in?
I think my main community will be there for whatever I play, but there is a difference in the communities. Fortnite was always good. Lately, it's like sometimes a little toxic, but I mean, I think a lot of games can get that way.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, there's definitely a difference in, I think, when you swap games.
Yeah. And it's important. I think it's important from the other people I've had on the podcast who you have some people who main a game and that's the only thing they do. And then you have variety. And I think being able to switch games and being able to switch that up is so much more, not as stressful being able to, because you don't want to just live off of one game.
It is tough though.
Yes.
Doing the variety thing, because I was straight Fortnite for 3 years. And 2 years, 3 years. Fall Guys came out and I was straight Fall Guys
Yeah.
for a good chunk, like 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing kind of like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And it's harder. Like I've lost a lot of people
Yeah.
because they just like to watch one game.
Right.
So it is tricky, but I'm enjoying myself a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, super important to avoid burnout that a lot of streamers are having trouble with right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because when you main that one game, it's a scary thing to make that switch off of your main to something else because you don't know, this is your livelihood. Now who's going to stay with me? And it's mentally it's tough to, it's a tough pill to swallow.
Oh yeah. It's very scary and stressful. And you're thinking, well, what am I doing wrong now?
Yeah.
That I was doing better a year ago. And I always talk with my husband. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Nights where I'm like, I don't know. Do I keep doing this and whatever? But yeah, it's I think it's a lot more tricky than people think streaming and content creation is.
Oh, absolutely. And then you also mix in times of the years because summer or those affect your numbers. And and a common theme I hear from a lot of the content creators is turn off the numbers. Don't it's can be so distracting.
Yeah, I have my dashboard up on one of my monitors, and I've turned my view count off.
Yeah.
Because it affects my mood.
Yeah.
And so if I don't see it, then I'm just myself, and it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah, because nobody, discoverability is tough enough. The last thing you want to do is be on stream and not be in a good mood.
Yeah. Because when people see you, when they click on your stream and they see you for the first time, that's when they either are interested or they're like, no, I'm done.
Yeah. And it's it's such a small window when they pop in because, let me just click away. And then, you don't know if they'll come back or anything like that. It's got to be so tough.
Because I do that on streams. Like, okay, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I get it.
From a Twitch partner standpoint, what is your partner story?
My partner story. I was just playing Fortnite with my family a lot.
Yeah.
That's how I started.
Yeah.
And then I got a creator code. So you could do custom games.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of hide and seek with my community. I thought it's super fun. But for those people who don't want to like sweat like crazy and just die all the time, like my dad, this is a game that would be a lot more chill, although it is a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
But they don't have to be crazy good at the game to play it.
Yeah.
And so we did a lot of hide and seek where people would just hide and I would try and find them in the game.
Yeah.
And then I would do some customs where it's just like, if you want to be sweaty and try hard and so good at the game, just come play.
Yeah.
But I focused a lot around my community and playing with them, and that's how I eventually hit partner.
And now, when did you get that partner notification? And when you got that notification, do you remember where you were? Like, were you surprised?
I was just about to start a stream, Call of Duty Warzone tournament, an all-girls tournament. So I was getting my stream all ready, and I opened my email, and it's like, you got partner, and I was like, wow. So I called my mom,
Nice.
but I should have. I think I freaked her out. I was like, oh my gosh, and she's like, what's wrong? Like, no, nothing. It's all good. So yeah, that's where I was.
Oh, no way. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And now, do you remember your first subs and first people in chat still to this day?
I do, yeah.
Oh, no
A lot
way.
of them was my family.
Okay.
My mom, my uncle. I think my uncle was the first ever sub.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have a couple of the original people around.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And now, if somebody's coming to you and they're thinking about hitting that go live button for the first time, what advice would you have for them?
Hmm. I mean, I wouldn't look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Um, I do think consistency I've learned is important because people make it a routine.
Yeah.
You know, Cozy's going to be on tonight, 7:30. I have something to do from 7:30 to whenever.
Right.
So I think consistency in a schedule is important. Maybe even just a schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just be yourself. Don't be fake because
Yeah.
people can tell. Being 100% authentic in yourself, you'll attract the people you want to.
Yeah. All right. Good advice.
Yeah.
And now from outside of Twitch, you've expanded in doing some YouTube shorts, TikToks. How did you end up picking which platform to go across, spread it across, or you really just, you got to, market yourself everywhere these days?
I think get as much of your content on any platform that you can, I think.
Yeah.
I started mainly with TikTok. I had a couple blow up, which propelled me.
Yeah.
But now it's like shorts are just as good as TikToks are.
Yeah.
Reels are really good on Instagram now. Like they're pushing those as well.
Yeah.
So it's like put yourself where anyone can see you. Really.
Yeah. And now when you're creating your content, are you creating separate content for TikTok versus YouTube Shorts, or really just, sort of making it and just pushing it out there and seeing what catches?
For me, if I make a TikTok, I also post it on YouTube and Instagram. I put the same clip on all of the platforms.
Yeah.
And sometimes it hits on one and doesn't on another, or it'll hit on all of them. It's like
you're rolling the dice.
Hope something sticks.
Yeah, there's no logic to it, it seems.
No. And it's like you work so hard and take so much time to make this TikTok, and it flops.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, this is a fun clip. I'll just throw it up, and it pops off.
Yeah, I've had so many people come on and say, yeah, I've spent, so much time. It's right. I did all the analytics, and they said this is going to be the one, and it fizzles. But like you said, slap something together, throw it out there, and there's 100,000 views, and it's just a head scratcher.
Yeah, it often doesn't make sense.
Nope, not at all. So now, when it comes to Fortnite, what was your path to Fortnite? How did you end up finding it?
Actually, it was one of our neighbors who we went to church with.
Yeah.
He was telling me he knows I game.
Yeah.
So he was telling me about this cool game he plays where, you run around and the circle gets small and you have to build walls to stop people from shooting you. And he's like, it's really cool. You should play it. And so I was like, okay. So I played with him, and that's how I was first introduced to it. And he also told me about this guy Ninja. He streams on something called Twitch, and he's so good at the game. It's crazy. You should check him out. So it was like him telling me about the game and Ninja, and then me watching Ninja stream that got me into.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what is the hook that Fortnite has on you, or it had on you when you first started playing it, and to play it for so many years?
I think there's nothing like it at the time. Battle Royales, I think, were newer. Like when Fortnite first started.
Yeah.
There wasn't I'd never played a Battle Royale until Fortnite. And then the building aspect.
Yeah.
It's like I was trash at building.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's so cool. I can protect myself. But yeah, it was just different than anything that I've ever played before or even seen.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what the draw was.
Oh, cool. And now today, does it still have a pull on you, or has some of it fizzled?
It has fizzled.
Yeah.
It's definitely fizzled. Burnt out after so many years of playing it.
Yeah.
And people are just a lot better now than they were. and I just don't have the time or the desire to like get to that level
Yeah.
where I can, compete and be that good.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice when everybody was just like trash and would just build a wall to
Yep.
protect themselves. But now it's just like they build
Oh
the
my
Great Wall
God.
of China and I'm just standing there like, I don't know.
So that brings me up into the next question then. So when they added the no builds, did that, bring it back to you a little bit more than,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, very, very much so. When zero builds came in, I was a grinder again.
Yeah.
It brought back the love of the game for me, and I was competing. I was in Twitch
Yeah.
rivals. This past TwitchCon, I actually played in the LAN event at TwitchCon,
Mm-hmm.
the Fortnite tournament there. Um, I loved zero build.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, I think, what I found is when they did the zero bills, a lot of people from, other communities just started to go play Fortnite. And for me, I'd never played any of Fortnite. I just see my kids playing. It's like, I see people at the building. It's like, I can't touch that. There's no way. But when they added the no bills, I played it. It was fun. It's a fun game, and all the different dynamics they have into it. It made it a lot more open for a lot of different people to come and play it.
Yeah, because there wasn't that huge skill gap.
Yeah.
So people who were new didn't have to learn a whole nother mechanic. They could just come in, and if they were good at shooting, they could survive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And now, how's this season? Have you played much of this season, or have you sort of branched out and playing other things?
I haven't played a ton this season, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I've played some with One Shot Girl. I definitely find it more enjoyable playing with other people than I can't play solos. Just poke my eyes out some days when I play solos. But so far it seems good. The new map is interesting.
Yeah. Now, is there anything that you would like to see added or brought back that maybe would, bring a spark back to the game for you?
I'm always sad when they get rid of snipers.
Yeah.
I love sniper rifles in games. So probably that. I'd love to see the original map back.
Yeah.
Just to bring the nostalgia factor back, I guess. So that'd be cool.
Oh, cool. And now something you touched on, playing solo, you just want to, like you said, scratch your eyes out or claw your eyes out. And when you're playing, when you're streaming, do you prefer to play with other people or really just, do solo days?
Depends on games. So like games like Fortnite, I like to play with people.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I'm playing Fall Guys or Minecraft or Dreamlight is a solo game anyways, but I like that because I'm able to talk with chat more. Yeah. Like I love my community and I love getting to know them, talk about your day. Like I know families and names and all that. And so that to me is more important than like being the best at the game kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very similar story I hear from the other people that have been on. They talk about, if they're doing something with, a bunch of other people that day, they sort of, hey, chat, such and such is coming, we're playing. You guys are sort of on the sidelines while we play. But tomorrow's back to this, solo game, whatever I'm playing. And then that's more of the, more personal days with your chat.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I like those. I like chatting a lot. Yeah.
Now, isn't it amazing? Like, here you are playing this game, streaming it, and over these years, the relationships you've built with other people who you're playing with and along with your community members, it's something really cool, I think.
It's incredible. Like, I would never have met any of these people if it wasn't for streaming.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm most grateful for with it is like the girl I do the podcast with, I met her through streaming.
Yeah.
Like I would never have met her. I know people all the way in Australia now.
Yeah.
Who I never would have met if it wasn't for this. And that's like, for me, that's one of the coolest, most beneficial parts of all of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is so cool. And now I seen you recently started playing. I don't know if you recently started playing Minecraft. How's what do you think of that?
I'm very new. um, no, I'm so bad. I always made fun of my sisters for playing Minecraft
Mm-hmm.
because they loved it.
Yep.
And I was like, that's such a lame game.
Yeah.
Why are you playing it? And now I'm like, yeah, that's like addictive.
It is. Yeah.
It's more relaxing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's not because I'm scared of all like monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a whole different vibe of a game than like shooter games.
Right.
I've really been enjoying it and learning because like there's a lot to learn.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know most of what I'm supposed to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to learn, and it's so fun.
It is. Yeah. Minecraft's been a staple in my house for probably 8 years, 9 years. It started with my kids playing it when they were like, 8 or 9, and then having birthday parties where we had 7 computers set up around the table with all their friends playing. And it's just such a special game.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it is. I have a funny story. So we had all those friends were playing. I was playing with my friends' parents were playing, and so this was going on for a few weeks, and then we get a call, Barry, your son Ethan and my son Ryan, apparently they blew up my daughter's house. What happened? It's like, what do you? Oh, Minecraft. Okay, yes.
Moment of panic.
Yep. And then it's like, it's so funny because the dynamics they had with the kids jumped into it. And it was all like, rainbows, unicorns. Hey, you want diamonds? You want this? And then one day it's like, I think I saw Brooke stealing something from you. And then next, the traps were being built. And it was just like complete Lord of the Flies now at this point. It's, chaos. It's like, oh, God. But yeah, what an experiment. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Such a special game. I love it.
It's good.
Yeah. And now, how's the Disney game?
It's fun.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I kind of like grinded too hard.
Yeah.
I got all the quests you could get done. I leveled up all the characters that you could level up.
Mm-hmm.
I was max level, and they didn't come out with an update. So then I was like, ugh. So then I bought it again.
Yeah.
So I could do it all over again. But recently they've been coming out with updates like pretty quick, which has been super nice. Because the one thing that just kills, or it's so hard for content creators, is a game not pushing any new content out.
Yeah.
Then you have nothing to do.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, lately it's been great. It's a very chill, relaxing game, kind of like Animal Crossing or The Sims, but for Disney lovers, and that's me. So,
and it just it tickles that itch of like everything Disney's there.
Yes, it hooked me bad.
Yeah.
All the characters, the background music is all Disney music. It's so good.
So now, when did the whole Disney thing start? What was the first love of Disney? Where did that, I'm assuming, at a young age?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom on repeat, I would watch Alice in Wonderland, which looking back, I'm like, that's kind of a creepy movie to have on repeat, but that's what I watched.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it turned out okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where it started. And then I've just watched Disney my whole life.
Yeah.
And then the first time I went like to Disneyland, I just fell in love. Like, this is the most magical place ever.
It is.
It's like I'm in a
special.
movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, did you
so
go
good.
as a young child, or did you make it to Disney when you were an adult, or
The first time I went, I think I was 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until later.
Yeah.
Which I understand, because then I remembered it and like could really appreciate it.
Well, I think me from Canada and yourself, a Canadian as well. It's not an easy thing to get down to, when we're a younger age, and I didn't go there until my oldest was 4 at the time, and it was like, holy cow, it was just such a special thing.
Oh yeah, It's it's so I just love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And now you've taken your kids there, right? Have they made the trip down there?
Yeah, so when we went to TwitchCon in October,
Yeah.
we were like, we can't be down here and not go to Disney. So we went for just a day.
Yep.
And it was really good. It was like a little bit wasted on them, especially the youngest, because he was only like 8 months old or something.
Yeah.
So didn't care.
No.
But then my oldest, he liked some parts, but then some of the rides made him like almost pass out because of the G-force. I was like, okay. So it was more of like the walking around experience and the music and seeing all the things that we really did. So it was still really good.
Now, is it mandatory in the Cozy household that you have to love Disney? So the kids, are they all in on Disney, or the oldest anyway at this point?
There's no choice.
Nice.
I'm indoctrinating my children.
I did that with Star Wars with my kids. It's just, you know what? Excuse me, you don't like Star Wars? You're done.
We watch a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah.
They're wholesome, good movies.
Absolutely. You can't go wrong with Disney.
No.
Nope. Oh, shoot. That's too funny. And now, your TwitchCon, was that your first TwitchCon you went to in the fall?
It was, yep.
And how was it?
It was awesome. I met so many people I've been playing with for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And never met them in person. But I call them my friends.
Right.
And then being able to actually meet them in real life, not just online, was one of the coolest things.
Awesome. And now, did any one person you met really stuck? I was like, oh my God, I can't believe such and such was so tall, or anybody like you're like, oh, that's not what you expected type thing.
I don't think so. It was actually One Shot Girl was tall.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of actually Bonsai Broads.
Yeah.
They were a lot taller than I thought they were going to be.
Those guys are crazy. Oh my God.
They're great.
Oh,
they got a lot of energy.
They do. Yeah. I think from either Brave or Swearin', they told me about them. And I checked out a stream one day. It's like, oh my God, these kids are jacked up on sugar or something. And,
all the time.
Oh my Lord. Yes. What a hilarious bunch. Oh my God. Fantastic though.
Good. Oh yeah. I love them.
Yeah. And what was the highlight that came out of TwitchCon for you?
Yeah, I think it was meeting people I've played with for years, being able to actually meet them.
Yeah.
Meeting some community members that have been in my community for years and who were so excited to see me.
Yeah.
So it's like I just feel like I'm just a normal girl.
Yeah.
Who is just nerdy and sits in front of her computer. But there's people who were like actively so excited to see me wearing pieces of my merch when I met them, and it's like, wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That there's these people. Yeah. So
cool.
that was really cool.
And I've heard a similar story from other people too. It's like, because we had the whole COVID thing, a lot of that was their first TwitchCon that they went to since they went live. Mm-hmm. And them going as, sort of a dual role, like as a fan of these people that they've been watching stream, and then also as the, celebrity of, people in their community. And it's got to be such a unique experience. Yeah,
it's a very interesting experience because I felt like I was going as just a fan.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten to play with so many people, and then meeting them was so fun. But then there's other people who are excited to meet me because they watch me every night. It was a very interesting experience.
Oh, cool. And now, speaking of the people you play with, who do you mainly roll with these days?
One Shot Girl.
Yeah.
Mainly. Just because she streams at night, it's tricky for me because I only stream when my kids are sleeping.
Yeah.
When they're asleep at night. So a lot of streamers stream in the day.
Yeah.
But when Among Us was a big thing, I played a lot of Among Us when that was huge.
Yeah.
And I was in a group with Nick A30, the Bonsai Bros, and a bunch of other people like that.
Yeah.
And so then it would just be those guys that I'd play with quite a bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
cool. So not only do you stream, you have your own podcast and Tangled Up in Disney, right?
Yes. Yep.
What made you start that up?
Oh, Callie, so that's my co-host, and I had been. We're both obsessed with Disney. We talk about it all the time, and we'd been joking about we should start a podcast because we have so much to talk about. And then one day I was like, do you actually want, like, would you do this?
Yeah.
If we just decided, okay, let's just do it, would you do it with me, and would you stick through it and like make it a thing? And she's like, yeah. So we got her a microphone, a nice mic, and my husband was like, yep, you should do it. Her husband was like, yep, you guys do it. Got this. And so we had the support and backing there.
Yeah.
And we just kind of were like, okay, this will be our first episode day. Let's just do it.
Oh, cool. And now what is, so it's a Disney focused podcast. Do you go into the lore? Do you go into all sorts of backstories? What sort of, where do you guys, what rabbit holes do you guys go down?
A lot of rabbit holes. We talk about everything. Like a lot of Disney podcasts we've seen focus on like the parks. So all they'll talk about is parks, or, but with us, it's everything. So we do a lot of updates, like what's new in Disney, either that be movies, theme park stuff, corporate news of like leadership changes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Disney games as well, like updates for games, like Disney Dreamlight Valley updates, and then we'll do our favorite movies from the 1990 to 99. Yeah. So 90s Disney movies, or our favorite villains, princesses, just everything you could think of. we try and cover. So we have a lot of material to cover.
Oh, absolutely. Nice. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's everything Disney essentially.
Yes.
And now, speaking of Disney, what is your least favorite movie that you've seen from a Disney franchise?
Ooh.
Yeah. Which one are you throwing under the bus?
Which one am I throwing under the bus? I know my least favorite live action movie that they've done. Actually, Cars 2 was terrible. It was terrible. I don't get it. Mater's a spy. It's just stupid. My least favorite live action was Mulan. Yeah. Because they didn't have Mushu. Mm-hmm. And that was he's like the best part of the movie. Yeah. So yeah, probably those two.
Okay. And now, what are you looking forward to from a Disney standpoint? Any shows or movies coming out?
I'm always looking forward to any of their new animated stuff. Yeah. They always have new stuff coming. I've been liking their shorts on Disney Plus. Yeah. And all the park stuff. It's like I want to go to Disney every year because they have so much different things, updates to parks and things going on.
Now, is there any Disney show flying under the radar that sort of doesn't get enough, sort of coverage or whatnot that people should go check out, or a Disney movie that it gets crapped on, but people should, it deserves more than that?
I don't know. WandaVision was super popular when it first came out. Yeah. It never got crapped on, but I think that everybody should watch WandaVision. Yeah. It's a Marvel one. I guess it's not Disney, but they own it. So.
Yep. I'm right there with you. I when it first came out, I just, it doesn't look, but after watching it, I was like, this was good.
Yeah. It'll hook you. It's very good.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't know if any others that kind of get talked down on that I would suggest. Yeah.
Now, what about the worst Disney princess? Not the worst, but just who's your least favorite out of the Disney princesses? And then we'll go, who's your favorite?
That's tricky because I'm not a super princess. My sisters loved the
Oh,
princesses.
okay.
Like my favorite movie is Cars.
Yeah.
So I have a favorite Disney princess, but I don't know if I have a least favorite.
Okay. Who's your
'Cause I
favorite
don't,
Disney princess?
Rapunzel from
Okay.
Tangled.
Yeah.
Easy. Because
Nice.
she just wields that frying pan, and I think that's awesome.
Nice. Oh. Um, did you like Lilo and Stitch?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, I loved the music for that. I thought that was fantastic. And how about
hmm
Brother Bear?
Brother Bear is good. I watched that a ton when I was younger.
Yes. Yeah.
My favorite is the when they're playing I Spy. And it's just a tree every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And we had Bob and Doug in that one too, didn't we? The Bob and Doug McKenzies. They were like, they were moose, I believe, in that movie.
Yeah, there was the moose that did the I Spy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
so
Canadian
good.
thing there for us.
So good.
It was. And now, since you started the podcast, what's do you find is a tough thing about doing this podcast? Is it done weekly or bi-weekly?
We do it every week.
Yeah.
We have an episode every week. We actually stream it live.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been super hard staying consistent
Yeah.
because that day, that's all I do. It's a podcast stream and I don't game after, so it's nice and short. But honestly, again, it's like, okay, now to get the podcast seen, what do I do?
Right.
I have to edit clips and get clips out on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and all that. It's the marketing part of it that for us is kind of tricky.
Yes.
Because I'm streaming as well. So I'm doing all of that for streaming.
Right.
But then also doing all of that for the podcast.
Yep.
So it's exhausting.
And again, raising 2 kids. It's not a...
Yes.
You keep... Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's my main priority is them.
Yes.
And I have to do all of that other stuff
Yeah.
after I take care of them in a day.
Yep. No, it's
Oh, boy.
a lot of work.
It is.
And sort of after you're done your editing, you're streaming. What is something you like to do outside of sitting at the computer? What does the family enjoy?
We like going on walks when it's nice out. It's hard right now because it's Canada and it's freezing cold.
How has your winter up there been? A lot of snow or not as much snow?
There's a lot at the beginning of the winter, like November, December. We had a bit of a dump of snow a couple of weeks ago. It hasn't been crazy. There was a time where there was it was really cold, but I think that went through the States as well.
Yeah.
Where it was like minus 40 Celsius here, minus 50 Celsius.
Oh man.
But it's been fairly mild
Yeah.
as far as snow goes, which has been nice.
Now, are you guys a big sledding family or a sliding family when it comes to...
We haven't gone yet this year, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's either too cold to go out, or then it's really nice and it's so sloppy.
Yeah.
There's like no happy medium right now.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
It is down here in Connecticut. It's cold, but we have no snow. And being from Canada, the kids have grown up loving sliding, and we just can't. We put up the lights. We get like spray paint out to make trails and stuff like that. We haven't done it, and the kids are like miserable because there's no sliding.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having no snow.
Yeah, it is. A Christmas with no snow is just so weird.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that.
No, I don't. I can tell you, I don't like it. I need snow. It's part of Christmas.
It is.
Absolutely. So, what do you have planned for this year? So you have the podcast going on. You're streaming. Any goals? Any trips coming up that you're looking forward to?
The goal this year, grow the podcast.
Yeah.
A dream of mine would be to work with Disney.
Yeah.
In some capacity, as a content creator, as that would be like a big dream of mine.
Yeah.
And then with the gaming stuff, I just want to find. It's so hard finding like what you're supposed to do or what what's the next thing I should do?
Yeah.
And so I want to, big thing, I guess, is YouTube. I'd love to just grow on YouTube, do the YouTubey things. And then I'd love to go to Disneyland end of this year, but we'll see. Maybe TwitchCon too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Cool. Yeah, the YouTube thing is a lot of people who start out on Twitch, that's a big thing that they really like to put more focus into, just because once you put those clips up there or the long form content, that could just, constantly just generate revenue, generate views, and drive people to your streams without you having to put, all of that, because if you're live, that's what you got to do, is your live piece of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, and then you're not focusing on people giving you money.
Right.
It's a free, you watch, and then it feels good. Like, I've recently had 2 videos hit over 10,000 views.
Yeah.
On my YouTube, which I've never done before. Wow. Long form videos. And that's all by myself within the past month.
Wow.
And so awesome. I'm so proud of myself, but seeing those numbers, it like makes you feel so good and gets you motivated to, okay, what can I do next to get more numbers like that?
Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like every hour, every couple hours, your check's like, oh my God, it's up this, up that. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's
a problem.
It's so weird. Is it like as a adult, like here you are looking for these views, and it's like my wife's like, "What is wrong with you, Barry?" I was like, "I just don't know."
It's just so exciting seeing them go up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the kids, my youngest, she's 13, and she's fretting the day that some of her friends find out I've had Fortnite content creators on. She's just like, "Dad, please stop." She cracks me up.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Already embarrassing them.
Yes, absolutely. So, but Cozy, where did this name come from? How did you come up with Cozy?
My grandpa has actually called me Cozy my whole life.
Oh, no way.
My real name is Cosette.
Yeah.
From Les Mis, musical. Yeah. And he has, just from the time I was born, he's called me Cozy. Cozy girl, Cozy.
Yeah.
So it's actually like my name, and I've responded to it my whole life.
Yeah.
And so when I was able to get it as my Twitch name, it's like a no-brainer.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's a great, I love it. Nice story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, you survived the podcast. Hopefully it wasn't too painful. But before you go, you have to call out somebody that you would like to, you think that have a good story and should come on the pod.
I think you'd have fun with Bonsai.
Okay.
Have you had Bonsai Bros on?
I haven't, but they're going to make some time to come on, so that's a good call.
They are a lot of energy and a lot of fun.
Yes.
I love them.
Yep. I just, that's that first time watching their streams, like, oh my God, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
But in a good way, not crazy peculiar, but crazy funny, haha type thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love seeing the tweets from Bonsai Bride too. She's just like, it's such a cool dynamic.
Super awesome.
Yep.
Again, family. That's like what I'm all about. So I love it.
Awesome. Oh, cool. Well, Cozy, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate you taking the time, squeezing this in around everything else. And it's been, wonderful meeting you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.